In January 2017, billionaire financier Xiao Jianhua vanished without a trace from a luxury hotel in Hong Kong. His disappearance wasn't just a local mystery, it sent shockwaves across the world. Xiao wasn't just another tycoon. He was one of China's most influential financial figures, with deep ties to the country's political elite. But what happened next was even stranger. Conflicting reports emerged. His family reported him missing. Hong Kong police claimed he had crossed into mainland China. His company insisted he was overseas for medical treatment. Then came the shocking revelation. Security footage showed nearly 10 unidentified men wheeling him out of the hotel in a wheelchair. Rumors swirled. Had he been abducted by agents of the Chinese Communist Party? For more than 5 years, there was silence. Then, out of nowhere, Xiao reappeared, but this time in a Shanghai courtroom. The verdict? 13 years in prison for allegedly endangering national financial security. His conglomerate, Tomorrow Group, was hit with a record-breaking fine of 55.03 billion yuan, about $8.1 billion. Xiao wasn't just rich, he was politically connected. His empire was linked to some of the most powerful families in the Communist Party. His case became known as Zhongmanhai's #1 case, a high-stakes political battle at the heart of China's leadership. So the real question is, what exactly did Xiao do to get taken down? And who was Xi Jinping really targeting in this crackdown? We uncover the full story in this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on the latest deep dives. And let us know in the comments, was this a case of justice or something much bigger? The Invisible Tycoon. Xiao Jianhua was one of China's wealthiest and most politically connected individuals, ranking 32nd on the country's list of richest people. According to the 2016 Hurun China Rich List, his total assets were estimated at nearly $6 billion. Yet, despite his immense fortune and influence, Xiao shunned the spotlight, living such a secretive life that he earned the nickname the Invisible Tycoon. Born in 1972 in a poor farming village in Shandong Province, eastern China, Xiao was a child prodigy. At just 14 years old, he was admitted to the prestigious Peking University, an extraordinary feat. After graduating in 1990, he remained at the university, working for the party committee's Student Affairs Office. His political stance was clear. During the 1989 pro-democracy protests that led to the Tiananmen Square massacre, Xiao sided with the government, opposing the demonstrations. In 1993, he founded Tomorrow Technology at Peking University, which later evolved into Tomorrow Holdings in 1999. From banking and insurance to investment funds, Xiao rapidly expanded his empire. In just over a decade, Tomorrow Holdings exploded into a financial powerhouse, evolving into the vast Tomorrow Group, a conglomerate unlike any other. Despite its staggering wealth, Tomorrow Group operated in secrecy, spreading its assets across different regions while keeping corporate information and personnel hidden. The company had a web of financial institutions across China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan, often using shell companies to execute complex financial transactions. By June 2017, Tomorrow Group controlled or held stakes in 44 financial institutions, with total assets reaching 3 trillion yuan, about $444.4 billion DS. For comparison, in 2018, Jeff Bezos, then the world's richest man, had a net worth of $138.8 billion, just one-third the size of Tomorrow Group's financial empire. Xiao's influence penetrated China's largest financial institutions, from Ping An Insurance to major banks like Harbin Bank and Huaxia Bank. These institutions funneled billions into his financial network, making him China's most powerful financial kingpin. Beyond China, Xiao held Canadian citizenship and served as a roving ambassador for Antigua and Barbuda, a small nation in the Caribbean. He also had permanent residency in Hong Kong. But no matter how secretive he was, Xiao Jianhua could not escape Xi Jinping's financial purge. The fall of a shadow banking empire. In 2015, as Xi Jinping intensified his Tigers and Flies anti-corruption campaign, China was suddenly hit by a severe stock market crisis. Within just 2.5 months, the Shanghai Composite Index plunged nearly 45%. Over 90% of stocks lost more than half their value, and the market suffered losses totaling 20 trillion yuan. Xi's government poured over 1 trillion yuan into stabilizing the market, yet they failed to stop the collapse. Many believe this wasn't just a financial crisis, it was a financial coup, orchestrated by powerful factions within the Communist Party who opposed Xi Jinping's anti-corruption purge. Their goal? Strike at China's economic lifeblood and deliver a crippling blow to Xi's leadership. Xi retaliated swiftly. He launched a crackdown on financial corruption, arresting a wave of top officials and financial moguls, including Yao Gang, former vice chairman of the China Securities Regulatory Commission, Xiang Junbo, former chairman of the China Insurance Regulatory Commission, Lai Xiaomin, chairman of Huarong Asset Management, and Wang Xincheng, chairman of China Life Insurance. This crackdown culminated in the 2017 New Year's Eve abduction of Xiao Jianhua, the elusive billionaire behind Tomorrow Group, whose downfall we've been unraveling in this video. Then, in August 2022, over 5 years after his disappearance, Xiao was officially sentenced by the Shanghai No. 1 Intermediate People's Court. He received 13 years in prison and a personal fine of 6.5 million yuan, while Tomorrow Holdings was fined 550.3 billion yuan, 81 billion USD, one of the largest financial penalties in China's history. According to the indictment, from 2001 to 2021, Xiao Jianhua and Tomorrow Holdings were accused of illegally raising public funds, misappropriating entrusted assets, using illicit funds for underground transactions, and bribing officials with over 680 million yuan, 100 million USD, in stocks, real estate, and cash to manipulate China's financial system. The court ruled that Xiao and his company had severely disrupted financial order and posed a grave threat to national financial security. But one detail raised serious questions. Despite Xiao's Canadian citizenship, Canadian diplomats were barred from attending his trial. This fueled speculation over the transparency of the case. Since Xiao Jianhua's arrest, his once mighty Tomorrow Group has been systematically dismantled. In June 2019, the Chinese government transferred all of Tomorrow Group's shares in over 10 financial institutions to new investors. By 2020, the state seized control of 9 subsidiaries, including insurance, trust, and securities firms. In 2021, Baoshan Bank, one of Tomorrow Group's key pillars, was declared bankrupt. At the same time, Xi Jinping vowed to crush financial elites manipulating China's markets. But the biggest question remains, was Xiao Jianhua truly guilty, or was he just a pawn in a much larger power struggle? Xiao Jianhua, the white glove of China's political elite. Tomorrow Group was built on a web of complex financial maneuvers. Xiao Jianhua created an intricate system of overlapping ownerships, setting up multiple subsidiaries and shell companies to conduct hidden financial transactions with publicly listed firms. This structure allowed his conglomerate to manipulate profits and siphon money from these companies while remaining nearly undetectable. These secretive financial deals were rumored to serve the interests of the families of China's top Communist Party leaders. In January 2013, a company co-founded by Xiao spent $2.4 million to acquire shares from a Beijing-based investment firm. This firm was linked to Qi Qiao, the elder sister of Xi Jinping. The transaction was disclosed 6 months after Bloomberg News reported that Xi's relatives controlled assets worth over $300 million. This fueled speculation that Xiao was working on behalf of Xi Jinping. However, many sources claim that Xiao was actually a financial frontman, a white glove, for the powerful Zheng Qinghong family. It is widely believed that Tomorrow Group was a tool used by Jiang Zemin's faction to amass wealth, launder money, and transfer assets overseas. Tomorrow Group flourished between 1999 and 2012, during the rule of Jiang Zemin and his allies, led by Zheng Qinghong. Xiao was not just a billionaire, he was the secret banker for China's ruling elite. According to the New York Times, Xiao was the mastermind behind the acquisition of Luneng Group, a major state-owned enterprise. He allegedly helped Zheng Wei, the son of Zheng Qinghong, acquire the company for a price 20 times lower than its actual value. Du Wen, a former high-ranking official from Inner Mongolia, now living in Belgium, revealed that behind businessmen like Xiao Jianhua and Jack Ma, there are hidden power players that outsiders cannot easily perceive. Xiao's wife, Zhou Hongwen, is from Inner Mongolia, and according to Chinese media investigations, Xiao invested heavily in 3 state-owned enterprises in the region. He manipulated their public listings, expanding his financial empire in the process. Inner Mongolia had long been a stronghold of Zheng Qinghong and Liu Yunshan. Between 2004 and 2008, Zheng Wei, Zheng Qinghong's son, and Liu Lifei, Liu Yunshan's son, seized vast state assets in the region, including gold, coal, and iron mines, securities firms, and prime land. When local authorities attempted to stop these activities, the crackdown was swiftly suppressed at higher levels, and officials who resisted were either removed or lost their power. Amid this political climate, Xiao Jianhua emerged as a trusted figure within Liu Yunshan's inner circle. To legitimize the vast wealth accumulated from Inner Mongolia's natural resources, China's princelings relied on Xiao to handle their financial affairs while they quietly retreated into the shadows. Xiao leveraged a scheme of acquiring state-owned enterprises and mineral resources at low prices, later inflating their valuations and injecting them into publicly listed companies. By securitizing these assets, he generated enormous profits. Beyond China, Xiao also played a key role in transferring senior officials' assets overseas through cross-border investments and international capital flows. Before his arrest in 2017, Xiao's family had already begun moving their wealth from Hong Kong to Canada to establish a new business network in North America. Companies in Canada were primarily controlled by his wife's relatives, with the family overseeing at least 6 companies involved in venture capital, private equity, real estate development, and asset management. These businesses leveraged funds from Tomorrow Group to build a solid financial foothold in Canada. Exiled scholar Yuan Hongbing, once a professor of Xiao Jianhua, described his former student as the white glove, a financial operator who managed wealth for both the old and new generations of China's ruling elite. While the trial of Xiao Jianhua has concluded, one major question remains. What will happen to the enormous wealth of Tomorrow Group? In early 2023, the Chinese government mobilized 11 insurance companies and a state-owned enterprise in Shenzhen to establish a 339 billion yuan, $49 billion US bailout fund for Huaxia Life Insurance, one of Tomorrow Group's 4 core insurance firms. However, due to its massive assets and mounting debt, the restructuring has faced significant challenges. According to Professor Xie Tian from the University of South Carolina, the Chinese government has successfully absorbed Tomorrow Group's assets, but is still struggling to manage them due to their overwhelming size, which far exceeds the capacity of the bailout funds. As of February 2023, China's insurance funds had only 2.038 trillion yuan in reserves, while Tomorrow Group's assets were worth several trillion yuan. Professor Xie argues that Xi Jinping does not want to publicly expose Tomorrow Group's financial ties with the Communist Party elite, nor does he want to completely eliminate the old power factions. Instead, Xi is using state-controlled funds to seize control of Tomorrow Group's assets and transfer them to new factions loyal to his leadership. It's clear that the dismantling of Tomorrow Group was not about punishing elite families, but rather a strategic redistribution of wealth, from the old guard to the new power players within the Communist Party. Meanwhile, the financial purge continues, and those outside Xi's inner circle are being systematically removed. But with an understaffed and inexperienced financial bureaucracy, can Xi truly tighten his grip on the financial sector, or will new crises emerge? The answer will unfold in the months to come. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for the latest deep dives into China's power struggles.